live and uncensored. Ha! I bet y'all expecting JAYKIDD, didn't you? Didn't you? What you expecting? Nah, you got me. You got Trey Jeter, all on live and uncensored. What's going on? What's goody in the hoodie? So, as y'all know, live and uncensored is where, you know, get different guests on here. You know, we go off, talk smack, blah, 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 all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But let me talk about this for a little bit. You know, how we roasted certain people. You know what? I'm not even going to bring that back up no more because Jay said it was done. You know what I'm saying? But just let you know, shots was fired. Put it like this. We put in the cold. I popped up for the smoke. We put him in the dirt. And that's all it was to it. So, now, on Live with Uncensored, we supposed to have a special somebody here tonight. But, I'm looking around the studio. I think he's late, or my watch is broken or something. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, for God's sakes, Jay's not even here tonight. You see what I'm saying? You see how unorganized this is tonight? Even Jay is not here tonight. He's not here. Where is he? Can anyone tell me where JAYKIDD is? Anybody? Anybody at all? Can anybody else tell me where JAYKIDD is? That's what I want to know. Can anyone tell me that? I don't see him here. I don't hear him.
Hey guys, what's going on? All right, this room right here. All right, cool. All right. Trey, what are you doing, Trey?
Oh, I got an email saying I was supposed to host Live and Uncensored tonight. Because apparently you wasn't showing up.
What do you mean you supposed to host Live and Uncensored, man? Like, this is my show. I'm the one that hosts this show.
Oh, you don't blame me. Hey, don't blame me for the board of directors emailing me telling me that you wasn't gonna show up and for me to host Live and Uncensored. Don't blame me for that.
Board of directors? What that? This ain't WWA. This is JTV, man. I'm the one that runs the show. I always do this show. What are you talking about? When the hell did I get replaced?
I don't know. Hey, I don't know, man. All I got was an email like, JAYKIDD ain't gonna show up tonight, so you doing Live and Uncensored. I was like, I bet. Hell
no, I got the email first. What are you talking about? They told me to be right here. I got my coffee ready. I'm ready to go.
Hey man, I got my coffee ready and everything too. They was like, JAYKIDD's not gonna be here, so you're taking over Live and Uncensored. So I was like, all right, cool. What I'm supposed to do? They was like, just go in and do what you do. I was like, all right, cool. So
well, I mean, and do what I do, Trey. I mean, I'm gonna have to treat you like Jim Ross treat the coach on Raw back in '03. You gonna have to get out of my seat, player. You know, it's my show. You got to get out of here. I'm ready to.
Hey man, you ain't gotta get all aggressive and territorial. My bad. I'll take the seat right now, man. I mean, you ain't gotta get all aggressive.
You got the funk man dying in the comments. I mean, people are laughing at this. I'm the one supposed to be hosting this damn show. I got to talk. I'll tell you what. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure people would appreciate your charm after all. Why don't you stick around and we'll host the show together. How about that? We'll host the show together. All right. Cool. All right, so just go ahead and what the hell?
What now?
No, I'm getting a message in my earpiece. You said what? You said what? He's not here.
What?
He pulled out. He's not. What? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. What? He did it again.
What now?
God damn, Ray Getty's pulled out the show again. He's not going to be here. What the hell are we going to do now? What are we going to do now?
This is why they asked me to host Live Uncensored, man. You ain't got your guests together. You ain't here on time. I mean, come on, man. What's going on, man?
Man, I had things to do, man. I'm trying to promote this thing worldwide. You know what I mean?
Man, you ain't got no guests. You wasn't on time.
Well, what the hell are we gonna do now, huh? Who are we supposed to bring in here?
I don't know. I mean, we could call. Oh nope, never mind. He pulled out too. We could call. Oh nope, he pulled out too. We could call Jeff.
Might be able to do that. I mean, I don't know if Jeff be available at this time, but we could try. I mean.
The hell, man, y'all, I'm right here.
Oh wait.
All this damn time, I've been waiting on y'all. Sorry. What the hell's going on?
Oh wait.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I did not see you.
We didn't see you there.
You over there hiding in the dark. You over there hiding in the dark like a ninja? Like, what's going on, man?
Man, you
Like,
got
I
some
just see
special
you up there in the
skills.
studio.
Goddamn.
I've been right here the whole damn time, you know. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. We're gonna have to get y'all the eyesight check or something.
Oh my God.
Jesus,
Well,
have
shit.
mercy.
Well, welcome to the show, Ray. Goddamn, man. You know.
How y'all boys been?
We
Been good,
we
man. It's good
Gucci.
to hear from you. Real good to hear from you.
Hear me?
Shit, me and Ray Geddes haven't spoken in a few years. This is the first time he hears my voice in a long time. Jesus Christ, what a
This is my
reunion.
first time ever talking to Ray Getty.
God damn, Ray Geddes live on the JTV network. Shit, here we are.
Oh, Funk was scared I wasn't coming, y'all. He sent me a message a minute ago.
Well, he here, Funk. The toughest
here, Funk,
SOB,
man.
the toughest SOB in CAW has arrived, Funk. He's here right now.
Where you at, bro?
About to piss that man off right there. He's ready to go. Shit.
No, we don't want to piss off Funk Man. Funk Man go turn to the Incredible Hulk over here. We don't want that to happen now.
No, we don't want that to happen, huh?
No, everybody, we trying to send everybody home, have a good time. Especially those folks who are gonna listen to this in their car tomorrow sometime and get a good kick out of this shit. But yes, indeed, folks, we got the Carolina Hunter, the Carolina Killer, whatever the hell he wants to call himself these days. Trey Jeter's in this bitch with us, special guest, host with me, Kevin Impact. You already know me.
Yeah.
And we have our very special guest tonight, none other than the former JTV World Heavyweight Champion, former JTV Tag Team Champion, my former tag team partner, and without question, one of the most legendary figures and champions in W history, the raging redneck Ray GETTYS. Give him a round of applause. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for this man right here. Goddamn, he busted his tail for a long time. Goddamn.
I appreciate the introduction.
Shit, you know? It's very, very interesting thing that we have this man here tonight because shout out to XVPW Maxie who decided to steal him knowing that this episode was coming up and tried to talk to him and get all the juice out of him before he got here. But, you know, it just so happens, you know, Maxie, that we prepared a few questions for this man right here. We're going to shoot the shit.
Me and Max talked about production stuff more than anything.
It was a good sit down. I enjoyed it. I listened to the whole thing. I think he could have hit you. He could have came at you with stronger questions, but he gave you some good. You know, he had a good time with you. But I mean, Max has this thing where you show up and he's got maybe 3 questions for you for the whole thing. It's like, you know, it's impressive that he stretches it out about an hour and with commercials. But Jesus Christ, like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? Like, believe me, we got more than 3 questions. Jeez, Louise. So.
I don't think we made an hour on this show. It was a good show. I enjoyed talking.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it was an hour. Okay, so yeah, you know, we got you here tonight. There's no telling what might happen here tonight. Trey is probably going to ask you some nice questions. I'm probably going to be a little bit more confrontational about my questions. But we also have the live screen here where if you open up the channel, you can see all the questions that are there. If you want to look at that, Ray.
Let me open this up and look at it.
Well, you could do that and start things up here for everybody. If anybody listening, watching right now has any questions for the Raging Redneck, now's a good time to start shooting them in before we prepare this thing. But we're just going to have a good time here. I got a few questions. Trey, do you, by any chance, have any questions for the Raging Redneck now that you might want to ask him before I go in?
All right, one of my first questions, I don't know if this is Jay's question, this question. I know you was in COH because you was in COH when I first started in COH. What made you leave and start GSF back up?
Well, I've been thinking about starting GSF back up again. Me and Travis had a disagreement. I'm not going to go into all that on here. We've made up since then. We had disagreement about things. My kid was born. I was having some, trouble getting stuff done, and we just had a disagreement about the direction we should go. And I got mad, he got mad, and I told him I was just gonna leave. So that's what wound up happening. So, but we've made up since then. I don't have no issue with Travis anymore. I don't think he has any issue with me.
'Cause I was wondering
sorry
that.
for interrupting. Please continue.
No, I was just saying I had always wondered that after he left. I was like, yo, what made Getty's leave and everything? So I was like, got this opportunity, so ask him the question. What made him leave COH?
That's pretty much the gist of the thing. We made up since then. I mean, I left. We didn't part on good terms. But he apologized to me. I apologized to him. Now it was a year later, and Scott Adams is the one that got us talking to each other again. He said, "Hey, y'all need to talk to each other."
Right.
And we talked to each other and made up. We have been since then.
Shout out Scott Adams.
It's been a lot of very interesting. Shout out to who?
Scott Adams.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
He's a guy that's in
COH.
He's COH. He's one of the guys I actually won the belt from him in COH. What's this funky car? Y'all people think you were Stone Cold rip-off.
Y'all some goats.
I am what I am, man.
Y'all people think you a Stone Cold ripoff. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. I have my own opinions about homeboy from over there at COH, but this is about Ray GETTYS tonight, and I think my questions that I have are all scrambled up. If at any time you have any questions for Ray, Trey, feel free to jump in. We'll work together in this thing. It's sort of a small room, and we all have to take turns expressing our opinion. But I want this to be about Ray. It's all about Ray. So, I mean, you had the opportunity to give some insight to Max about your whole experience with Paul Orndorff and the NWA and Ric Flair, all that stuff that went on. You
talked about that before.
We have.
I think I've discussed that with you before. It's been years ago, but I think I've discussed that with you before. I'm a big Paul Orndorff fan.
Right.
Big Paul Orndorff. So, man, I don't know what it was about him. I guess because, those little action figures I didn't have but one of them that was Paul Orndorff. I guess that's why I like him so much.
Paul Orndorff was a physical wrestler. He had a great physique, a good look. He was a smaller pace, but he had a good size, and he could work good TV matches with guys like Hulk Hogan and such that I really enjoyed. And I admired Paul Orndorff for a long time. I don't know that I can say he's one of my top favorites, but he was definitely a guy who questioned world champion. And I'm not too sure, you might know more than I do on him being world champion, whether he got an NWA or somewhere else, but I've never seen him hold the WWF strap.
He never won world championship.
Okay.
He should have. He had a chance to beat Hogan. They should have had him beat Hogan when he feuded with Hogan.
Maybe programs. Yeah, I don't get that one. But Orndorff had a lot of good things for him. The reason I brought him up is because it was interesting, the story when you told Max, due to the fact that back in 2015, I had my own Paul Orndorff experience. I did. Let's just say his autograph is sitting up on one of my TVs right now. Me and him had a moment that I wanted to share with you here tonight on Live and Uncensored. What happened between me and him was that I went to a local event, and the only reason I went there just because Rhino and Brooke Tessmacher was there. And I got to meet Brooke. I talked to her a couple of times. I think we shook hands or something, and it was a good experience. But I was there cheering everybody on. Paul Orndorff caught my attention more than anything, and nobody in the crowd seemed to give a fuck about him. And he just walked past me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, that's Paul Orndorff. You know what I mean? Like, he represents the era that my mom was a part of and my grandparents, you know what I mean? So to me, it was special to see him. I was one of the only people that recognized him, marked the fuck out. Nobody else cared. I'm the only one in there marking out. It's Paul Orndorff, you know? So I instantly found an excuse to go up to him. I bought some cheap DVD or something. I came up to him, shook his hand, I said, hey, you know, everything you've accomplished, everything you did, thank you. You know, you represented that time and everything. And he just looked at me. We shook hands, and I asked him, I'm like, what do you think of tonight's show? And he's like, he just, you know, he made a hand gesture, basically saying that the fucking show was garbage, and I was just laughing. I'm like, you know, his honesty was just great. But what was even more made my night was, since he was walking behind the crowd, he would have to go behind me to get past, you know, so he could sit down with his agent or whoever was there taking care of him. Fucking Paul Orndorff walked past me, and he hit me in the back. He hit me in the back or some shit. And I was like, oh shit. And I just went into the crowd. I'm like, my God, Orndorff, what a cheap shot. And then somebody in the crowd started laughing after he hit me in the back of the head. And that made my night. You know, he went and sat down. And that was a real special moment for me, to a moment with Paul Orndorff. So, you know,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, one of the shit.
I met him. You know, I met Flair and the Four Horsemen, basically. And I didn't meet him.
Right.
Then he was in WWF at that time, so
Right.
during that course, you know, and I was for like NWA shows. I was where I'm thinking it was NWA.
Right.
But it's fun. It's still funny to me that Flair grabbed hold of that little action figure, that Paul Orndorff action figure, and looked at him and said, he said, whoa there, Paul Orndorff. Woo! I think it's gonna be here.
Oh no. That's fucking funny.
Mr. Wonderful.
By the way, on here and Live and Uncensored, you can say whatever the hell you want. Nothing is off the radar here. You speak however you want to speak. I got some odd questions that I got to go back to and think in my head of to see, because I'm looking at what I got in here to ask you about. So my next question to you is
Bunk wants me to answer how I met you, Joe.
you can go ahead. I mean, you can get into that.
Met me, okay? Jay met me. I did a lot of paint tools back before you could just load your logos onto the game.
2010.
You used to have to actually do the paint tools, and I did a lot of paint tools. I did a lot of Stone Cold stuff back in, I don't know, 2010, 2011, Jay.
Right.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, 2010. I started talking to you in 2011. I knew about you in 2010, and I watched you for a year, and I think I got some stuff from you that you put up. 2011 was when me and you negotiated for you to come do something with us in JTV. So.
Yeah. But Jay hit me up one day, told me he liked my logos, and wanted me to do a couple of them, and then, you know, that's how me and Jay made it.
And another one Funk Man had was
Where your wrestler name came from?
yeah.
Well,
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
well, my last name, and Ray, I just wanted something that I like. I wanted a Stone Cold type character, okay? And and be mad about somebody being mad. I was a big Incredible Hulk fan. A lot like you, Bird.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. When you think about Incredible Hulk, what do you think about? Rage.
Yep.
So, Raging Ray.
Which Incredible Hulk? Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
Oh, he got some good taste.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno. Yeah, that's my man. I watched him all the time.
Oh.
But anyway, I just wanted something that rolled off your tongue, had similar sound to it, because stuff like that just it flows together when it's like that, you know. So when I thought of my name, that's what I thought. But And Ray sounds like a big redneck name.
I mean,
If you don't spell it R-E-Y anyway. Alright? Some people I know that I've been friends with for quite a while, they still misspell that name for some reason. I tell them I'm not jumping out of the sky.
Right.
It's one night.
I mean, the only more redneck you can get if your name was Billy Bob, but
Oh shit.
Exactly. So,
and with me and you both living in the South, we've met a couple people named Billy Bob.
you're right.
It's like Billy Bob. Like what? It's like what? It's like I remember I was
You from South Carolina.
South.
You're from South.
I remember when I was at tech school, the guy.
Are they going as crazy in South Carolina about the coronavirus as they are in North Carolina?
Not really. Actually, they're not. It's surprisingly.
They done lost their damn mind around here, man.
Really?
I mean, I know that I know Richland County they are because I think they got a couple of confirmed cases there. I think they got some confirmed cases there. So I think they shut down some schools and stuff in Richland County because some of the kids were.
They done shut down every school in North Carolina.
Oh no, I have a friend in Alabama. They didn't shut down everything in Alabama.
Oh, they done shut down everything in Alabama too. They shut down everything today in North Carolina.
Yeah, cause I'm friends with her, and I'm also good friends with her son. And her son was like, "Yo," he called me. He's like, "Yo, Trey, what you doing next week?" I'm like, "Nothing." Wow. He's like, "You wanna play GTA all week?" He said, "Cause I'm out of school because they shut school down for like the next 12 days." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, they shut down for the next 2 weeks for North Carolina schools. So.
And what's your take on the coronavirus, right?
I think the media has made it a bigger deal than what it is.
I agree.
That's honestly how I feel too. It's like there's no
Because I
point.
look at the statistics and stuff, and the flu kills more people than it's
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Right, and like I have a friend.
Going out buying all the toilet paper like them idiots. I mean, what
Yeah.
in the world?
Yeah. Specifically toilet paper too, and hand sanitizers.
Yeah, hand sanitizer I can understand. Okay, we're going out and buying all the toilet paper. That's ridiculous.
Right, it's like why, sir?
Exactly.
16,000 rolls.
She took a picture of the daggum toilet paper aisle.
Gone.
And sent it to me just to make me laugh.
My grandma and my aunt, they went to the grocery store yesterday, and my aunt told my mom, she's like, all the toilet paper was gone. I was like, Jesus, Jesus. It's like they can get paper towels, but the toilet paper's gone. It's like, why, sir? It's like, what is this for? It's like, why? Because like I have a friend whose dad is a doctor who does like international doctoring, and he was actually in China, and they have statistics over there. He sent to his daughter. He shared it. Actually, James, the post that I shared on Facebook, the picture that I shared on Facebook from one of my friends, her dad is a doctor, and it even says that 26 to 27 degrees they don't like. The coronavirus does not like it. They don't like heat. They don't like the sun. So
yeah, it's true. I read about that.
So it's like yo, if your house, if you keep your house above 26 degrees, people, like it's gonna. It's like just watch your hands, keep your house above 26 degrees. You're good.
I think they've gotten a little carried away with it, man. I understand, and it is dangerous to like elderly people. I get that,
Yeah.
So, and it's serious in those cases.
That's not going to happen to a young man like you, Ray. You're good.
Well, that's not going to happen to a lot of school-age kids either. Like, especially some that are in high school.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and if they do get it, they'll recover from it.
Right.
In all likelihood. So, that's what I'm saying. It's no different than It is different. It's a little bit different because they don't have a virus, vaccine for it. Okay, but I mean, you know, the flu kills more people per year than what this is killing, and I just think they've overreacted on it. And, you know, but well, it is what it is, man.
Y'all hear that? Raging Redneck is telling you guys don't fucking overreact. It's no big deal. Take it easy. Stop buying up the fucking toilet paper. Send the message out.
Buying up all the toilet paper, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, and the virus don't even have nothing to do with wiping your ass.
No.
Okay, it's no stomach that you're not gonna have runs or anything.
That's what's interesting. That's what's interesting. You know. That's what's interesting. Like, keep your feet clean. Let me get a helmet. These people are incredible. But we're gonna leave the topic of the coronavirus. We're gonna get back on track with the Raging Redneck Ray Geddes, because I got some interesting questions to get to here. By the way, I want to thank you for that shout out on XVPW you gave us. You know, so you did, yeah. So I was gonna ask you, you know, top 15 guys you like in wrestling, top 15 guys you don't. It just sounds a long fucking question though.
Dude, as far as wrestling right now, I can tell you, I hadn't watched wrestling since about 2012 or 13.
I don't think I can ask you about now. You know, I'd have to ask you about back in the day.
You'd have to ask me about back in the day. Yeah,
right.
You know, now I can tell you some of them, and a lot of them I can tell you because of the game itself.
Right.
But like as far as knowing their character that well and all, no, I don't watch it enough.
Right.
I mean, it isn't that I don't like it. A lot of it I don't have time to do it. But sit down and watch 3 hours.
Yeah.
On Monday and 3 hours on Friday.
Well, they got a lot of shows, Ray. They got a lot of shows from left to right.
Yeah. Then you got AEW in the middle.
Right. Now you got a lot of wrestling. You got NWA Power, which is good also. You know, a lot of good indie spots.
You got Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Impact.
What is it?
I mean,
MZW.
Yeah, MCW.
MCW is one of my favorites.
You got Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. There's so many out there that it makes no sense. Like, it's crazy.
Which is good, but like nobody has time for that. So I switch it up. You know, I watch MZW once in a while. I watch NWA once in a while. I watch a lot more NWA because I enjoy the product style. You know, it's
NWA is good. I'll go on fighttv.com, and there's some good stuff on there too. And I'll watch some of the stuff they have on there every now and then just to see, some stuff, see some really good wrestling and stuff. And it's like, and I watch AEW and I'll watch NXT on the next day.
I watched AEW a few times. I mean, I like some of the stuff that's going on.
I like it.
I hadn't watched a full show yet. Like, I'll watch it for 15, 20 minutes or something,
right.
And then go on about whatever else I was doing.
I'm a fan of AEW. That's my number one top company.
I love AEW. AEW is a pretty good show.
All right, but back to Ray Geddes, though. We continue to refocus back on Ray Geddes. I want to talk to him about something very interesting, a bit of a touchy subject, depending how he takes it. We'll see. I want to talk to you about some of the daily activity of what was going on back in 2012. Obviously, in 2012 there was a situation. Well, I would have to go back to the beginning to ask you. So, after 2012, obviously, let me take a look here. Around that time, 2012, 2011, I think you know where I'm going. He's already chuckling. There was a situation between me, you guys, you had you had JTV going on. You had I can only go by what serves my memory correctly, and you would have to do the same because right. So we'll have to base off of what you feel, what you think, or what you remember. I remember there being a time I don't think I've ever gone publicly and talked about the topic, but we'll get into the juicy details of it because I want to have fun with this episode. What happened sometime in that area You obviously, you know, you came in. I'm gonna just do it in order because if I don't, it's just gonna get all, you know, it's not gonna make sense. So in 2010, I brought Ray in. No, I did not. I'm a liar. In 2011, I brought him in. 2010, I knew about him, and I knew how artistic he is. Like he had made logos for JTV and stuff like that. All of that good stuff. But there came a time when, you know, you decided to become a pro wrestler in the JTV squared circle. Do you remember how that came about? Who suggested you to do it? Was it your idea? How did that come about for you to start wrestling?
It was my idea. I had, you know, like I said, I'd been doing GSL with the
Right.
guys for a while, so I'd had my character.
Right.
And, you know, but we hadn't really, we'd kind of stopped doing that, like getting together at my house and doing stuff on there. So, you know, I was just branching out. So, you know, well, I'm putting the character on here. And I remember you had me wrestling Lowrider.
Oh no, not him.
Lowrider's ass.
Not him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
With my ass in this game right now, okay? Because I played matches relatively
in a while, yeah.
But yeah, so but yeah, y'all had me. Yeah, he said, hey, he's gonna train you up, and I whooped his ass.
Right.
What are you doing? You nothing slow. Yeah. Hell, he'd get mad too.
Oh yeah. I bet.
Like, man, they ain't no use getting mad,
man. No, I mean,
it ain't like I had played this game before. That's what I told him.
Right. Right. Okay, so it popped into your head to be a JTV. You gave me.
I liked your setup with everything. I liked the fact that you did stories, and I thought it was really cool because you did stories and stuff and on community creation. You know, that's just what we did back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Before we were kind of forced to do YouTube.
Before we woke up, I mean, shit. I mean, they was mistreating us for a while, right? You know that all the guys back in those CC days, all the hard work we put into that NGW, the stuff you guys did, the stuff we did, the stuff I did. We worked so fucking hard to get all these things done and put them up on CD for these people to be okay with removing. How? Why? Why would you do that? So we might as well come to YouTube, man. You know, YouTube removes them too when they want to, but they'll be around for a couple years. Fucking CC.
Remove them, but and then they took out 14. That they took out the story design.
15 didn't have it. 14 was the last game that had it.
When they took out the story designer mode, that's when we're telling you specifically, hey, you should go to YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. Because you know the server shut down. Like the servers on this game on 2019 going to shut down May the 31st. So, so if you got anything you need to upload, you better upload it before then.
Yeah.
If you're not moving to 2K20, because I'm not moving. I ain't using. I'm sorry, I'm not using 2K20.
Keep that in mind, fellas. Yeah. Get it done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you decided to get into the ring, and you know you were suggesting to me at the time, you know, you said to me, hey, you know, I'm not looking to beat around the bush with this whole being a top star in JTV thing. You know, I want to just, it doesn't make any sense. It's a video game. So why don't you just put me on top and I'll get you the views you need. And I'd expressed to you that, you know, I wasn't a big fan of that. You know, everybody that has come and gone has paid their dues one way or another to get to point A to B. And, you know, you felt that that was wrong.
My thing, it wasn't that so much as the training you had me doing with Lowrider, okay?
Okay.
I felt like, all right, I'm beating this dude's ass.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm beating his ass, man. And he's supposed to be your top guy. And that's the reason I said that. I mean, it wasn't nothing against you.
I mean, if it was something against me, that's fine. We're having fun here tonight. I'm not going to get upset at any response, any trash that you talk to me, any response. Say whatever you'd like to say. I am not going to allow anything you say get to me. I just wanted to know what you thought and what your opinion is. That's why we're here. That's it. You know what I mean? So we're going to make it interesting. Like I said, I wasn't going to ask any soft questions, you know? So, so that's, you know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'm going to say things and I'm going to let you interrupt me to be like, no, this is what it is. It's not that. I'm going to let you do that. So in the continuation of it, it was like, you know, you felt that wasn't going to work out for you. You just explained why that was. So you saw fit to go ahead and get involved with Superbots. I'm sure you remember them.
I remember too.
Telephone City or whatever his fucking account was. Telephone City got the fucking Superbots going on. Somewhere, I don't know, out of all the fucking we had, some line, he decided, or whoever that is decided that, you know, JTV was nothing more than just a show where, like, we're just ripping off shit and we're like taking Jake Roberts' tights and changing his color, you know what I mean, and all of that, and making fun of my spelling or what it was, and a lot of
Telephone City was making fun of it.
Oh yeah, I mean I had a lot of grammatical errors at that time. I did, you know what I mean. So he was telling the truth, and stuff like that still occurs once in a while, but it's more that I'm just quick typing to get shit done, you know. So people think that I can't spell, and so fast forward to the shit. You know, we had this whole situation. The Superbots became a competitor against JTV at that time, and that was around close to 2012 or something like that, or it was 2011. Yeah, that's what it was. So, you know, you decided to get involved with them, and they were promoting it. Somebody big is coming from JTV, all this stuff, and they absolutely bolted you to the top. You know, you got world title shots. You were promoted like you wasn't in JTV, and they made you a fucking star out there, along with everything else you had going on. Because Ray had the you know, he liked going to like different promotions and getting his name out there, just like all you guys do. So his name was like, he was a top guy in CC for a long time, and that's how his shit was. Everybody knew RAGIN Redneck character. It got over, and there's people that have their opinions about him being a quote-unquote Stone Cold ripoff, and then there's people that have opinions of him being able to take that piece of Stone Cold and make it his own thing. I felt for a long time that he was able to do that. I'll give him credit for that. I had mixed feelings about the RAGIN Redneck character. And, you know, you can defend yourself and fight with it however you want to go about it. But, you know, as it went on, the Superbots thing went on, and what he focused his program on was simply just being a competitor against JTV. He tried to counter everything we did. He tried to just make storylines to, you know, go at us and make fun of us. And anytime I'd reply, he'd reply. The moment I stopped replying, not only did it died off, but you left him because he didn't want to put a lot of the shit, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, you were sending him a lot of good shit and he wasn't using all of it. And you had a problem.
Yeah, I'd send him a bunch of stuff.
Right.
I was helping him write his storylines, right, for it, and he wouldn't use stuff, and so, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna use it, then I'm not gonna waste time. You know, that's how I felt.
Right. So I'm not going to ask you why did you go there, because it was all very obvious. It made sense, and I understood the whole Stone Cold Eric Bischoff thing that you hit me with. So I don't need answers on that. It was fine. But as time went on, I guess at this point I would have to say you brought back GSF. You didn't form GSF. You brought it back because you was doing it long ago before that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you brought back
We've been sitting there doing getting together, my group of friends.
Right.
Getting together since what, about 2006, 2007.
Right.
Something like that. You didn't have story designer then, so you just kind of make your own storyline. You know, you'd play your matches, and you know, you might cut your own promo while you're sitting there. You know, we'd laugh, we'd drink beer, pretty much what we did. All right. We'd laugh, play video games, have a good time.
And I remember Ray telling me that back in the day. He'd tell me that same story, you know. So his story doesn't change. So So yeah, so you have that situation where you bring back GSF, and all of a sudden GSF is like this competitor against us on CC in 2012. We get into this huge beef. It was silly, you know. I don't hold any grudges over that. I moved on from that, but it was just at the time, you know.
It was petty stuff between.
It was.
Kind of taking
Right.
jabs at each other. And never should have. We never should have. We should have worked together instead of taking jabs.
Well, we did. I mean, even though we had an issue, I'm not gonna go up here and be fake and lie and say that you didn't still message me and say, hey, you should fix this, you should do this. He would still try to help me.
Well, yeah, I would, and I didn't have any issue with my friend Rob, like just messing with you.
Rob who?
Rob, remember Rob?
I remember, but Rob who? Let's be specific. Let's be specific.
I'm not gonna say his last name. Rob, you remember Rob?
Okay, Rob Rabowski. Yeah, I remember. He had the white goatee. Yeah.
Well, he like mess. Remember, he made a dang Raging Rage account and was messaging you as me, messing with you. You don't remember that?
I really don't remember that. I don't remember that one.
Because JB got so mad. Y'all got me in chat, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about it. Okay, I knew nothing about it. Nothing, all right? I didn't know he was messing with you.
Right.
All right, and JB comes in there, and he starts cussing at me. And I didn't understand him. Okay? I didn't understand a word he said.
This is what I remember. I remember there being some discussions in some chat. I'm going to have to assume that it was Facebook or something like that, because I see them in my head.
It was on the PS3 at the time.
Okay, so that's what it was. All right. So there was, you know, it was just some little drama here and there, just petty little bullshit. It was like, it was me, it was Low, it was VIP, JB, and the reason the guys over at GSF used to make fun of JB is because he couldn't type for shit. He typed like a caveman. So they hit him with this whole caveman thing where they was fucking clowning his ass, and they was like, oh, he's spelling like a fucking caveman, and I was screaming. I'm not gonna lie, but I was fucking hot, bro. They was pulling all kinds of shit to get us upset, and I was upset about that. I took that one kind of personal at the time, and
My thing is, okay, when I got in there, and I didn't know what was going on, because I didn't know Rob was saying, okay, and I found out a little bit later on the day, when I went to messaging people, I messaged Rob, I said, hey, you need to come down under Raging Redneck or Raging Rage. Yeah, that was me.
fucking Rob.
Tell me, man. They pulled me into a chat. And they was talking to me about it. I still don't know what he said today.
Right. So those guys fucking ball with us back in the day with that shit, and then they go after Lowrider, and I had to fucking get in there and try to help his ass out because they'd be smoking his fucking ass. It'd be like 5 people boxing his shit, fucking pissed. I remember that shit. So you know, some of that stuff went on. They really got into Lowrider's skin. I remember that shit. He was fucking talking shit in my house. He was talking so much shit. Basically, it was GSF versus JTV at the time, and GSF beat the living shit out of us at that current time. GSF was averaging a couple hundred downloads at the time. I think it was like it'd go from like 3 to 4, 5 to 6, and it you know, I remember them breaking at least 1,000 or more. So they'd get downloads with and us. It was just so bad. J, like, you know, maybe like 200 views if we're lucky. With when we was doing JTV WWE, when we rebranded it and it was just JTV Pro Wrestling, it wasn't the same. GSF would get all these downloads. We didn't. But at the time, and in my defense, you know, I had my own personal demons going on, and the server was fucking dog shit in 2012, WWE 12. So I will come to the ATV for that. I will by basically saying that's what was going on. But my storyline was fucking garbage at that time as well. I was just such a lazy product from me. Like I would just type a few things up and just try to get it out, and it was just, you know, and low ride.
It's tough. It's tough. He's trying to get your show out each week.
Yeah.
What you're doing.
Yeah, each week.
It's really, really tough trying to get the show out every week, especially going on air. Okay, I mean it's hard. It's hard doing the editing. You got to edit all this stuff.
Yeah.
But on that, on the story designer, it's equally as tough trying to put that, because you not only, you know, you don't have the editing part of it, but you have to type in every single thing that's said.
Every letter. There's no guessing. You got to type in every letter, every number.
And you had to be sure that you didn't use cuss words.
Yeah. Or anything that was like a cuss word. I mean, even if you said suck it or some shit, they'd censor it.
Yes. They would censor it, and they would mark out every single word that you had on there.
Oh, I remember that.
If you had one word, that was it. So you had to be careful what you said, what you typed in there, and you could type it in certain ways, and it would still say it without it censoring.
Yeah, you had to space it out. I remember that. You used to do that. You used to do that on the shows, and man, I can't really complain. I had some good times, some good memories with stuff going on. I could remember the GSF thing kind of wearing on me a little bit at the time, and I was kind of fucking annoyed. And but GSF was always a big deal. As time went on, once me and you were able to make peace and all that, WWE 13, you agreed or finally decided to come to JTV. Why, if you remember that?
I don't remember why. I just felt like coming back and you know, helping you out.
Right.
I mean, I never disliked JTV. You know, I mean, never, even though we had our different.
You used to watch. I remember you used to.
Yeah, I used to watch it. Yeah,
you did.
To watch it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, play it.
Even though,
we used to play it. We played back in the day. Cause I used to watch GSF. I can't lie. I can't lie. I used to watch everything to see what the fuck they said about us. Like, what the fuck did they said about us? And that didn't go on for too long, because a lot of the stuff that went on in GSF was just your programming. Superbot was aimed at TV. GSF was just like, oh, you know, casual fucking shots. You know, and I was cool with that. The one thing that I will hold you to that just popped into my head that I thought about is there's one that I remember, and you really fucking and it was his decision to make, but you know, you really got me with that one, was when you brought in that SYM. That one, I was like, that motherfucker.
And I don't know if he ever though.
He did. Yeah, he did. He made it out to one episode, and he came out, and I was expecting him to try to bury me, but he didn't say anything. He said something about, you know, and if you're listening to this, I don't want you to think that we're firing back or taking shots, so don't take it personal. That's why I am. No, none of that, man. You know, I'm talking about a story of what happened in the past, so don't take it personal. But yeah, I remember him coming out and saying stuff like, oh, you know, basically the stuff that he's saying now, about there being corruption and stuff like that in JTV. But to me, it was like, man, you know, this is a kid who, you know, was friends with me, and at the time, I felt like it was like a betrayal. You know what I mean? It was fun back in the day, the way we did certain things. It was interesting. But it's like, at the time, that's what I felt. I felt like it was such a fucking betrayal shit. And, you know, I just thought it was interesting how you guys brought him in. Nothing came about it, but he, you know, he still went out there for at least one episode. But that's besides the point. You know, just good memories.
And with me, I wasn't like I wasn't doing it when I brought him in, like to get under the skin. And he just asked to join, and I was like, well, hell, me neither cool. I like you. You know, hell, you're welcome to.
Okay, but whose idea was it to address me though? His or yours?
To what? To address? It was his.
Okay. Oh, he wanted to speak his mind, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And a lot of times, you know, if they sent me something, just typed in whatever they sent.
Yeah.
If they sent me something to say in their promo, I mean, with certain one of them, you know, I might dress it up some. I might dress up what they say some, because Sometimes their promos
Up the par.
Yeah.
up to par, so
Right.
I dress it up just a little bit, you know,
Right.
make it sound a little bit better, you know.
I don't hold any of that against him, you know, even if it was at the time trying to get at me or whatnot. I mean, it's what it was at the time. You know, we were very competitive. Always been very competitive in CAW, all of us, you know, me, you, and all the other guys from back in the day.
But me and you, we're friends. We've been friends. We've always been friends. And regardless of what happened or what our differences that we had, he's always my friend. I always followed you and supported JTV. You know, there was a time where I disliked you.
Well, I like to believe that we've been friends for a long time, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because it got a little weird last time with the whole Nathan Vaz thing on Facebook. Because, you know, something else. You have your belief system. I have mine. Like,
And that's all right. Look, friends can disagree.
all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
All the time.
Can disagree, man.
Oh, me and Jay, and so there's times me and Jay disagree a lot. So, I mean, so
I didn't have any problem with Rick Getty. My thing with him was that he, you know, he likes to simulate. You like the simulation thing, am I right? When it's well done, you like the simulation thing.
Well done, yeah.
Right. When it's well done, he likes it because of the theatrical thing to it. I like just CAW Pro Wrestling. I also like
You actually like playing the matches, the competitive matches.
Yeah.
Because you want it to be competitive. I get that 100. You know,
Right.
I'm very competitive myself.
Right.
You know, and with simulation stuff, the most competitive thing that you get is with your promos.
I agree.
Right? You're trying to outdo. I mean, yeah, and with me, I leave openings on purpose with my promos
Yeah.
to help people them stuff to go off of.
Right.
You know, and sometimes they pick up on it, sometimes they don't.
Let me just say that a lot of the times, even whether it was me and Ray having problems or whatnot, or whatever was going on, a lot of the times this guy would be reaching out to a lot of people that I saw in CC or that I saw in CAW, and he tried to help them out, give them advice. This is the same dude who puts up tutorial videos on his channel or their channel about how to make the whole green screen and stuff of that nature. So, you know, I feel you deserve credit for at least that. I'm not going to kiss your ass and blow a whole bunch of smoke up your ass shit, but I'm going to give you credit.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Well, it's Kevin Impact, but I would be wrong if I didn't give you credit for the things you fucking deserve, bro. You know what I mean? You literally helped a whole bunch of fucking people become better at their shit. There's reasons why people like Funkman still talk about you, still mention you, still believe in you. You know what I mean? For the longest time, I was petty myself, you know what I mean? Me and you haven't been in communication for a while. I had mixed feelings about what you thought about me and what I thought about you. I wasn't sure, you know, but it definitely wasn't very friendly of me, or definitely wasn't a thing where like I was thinking good thoughts of you. That's the best way to say it. I didn't hate you. I definitely didn't hate you or nothing like that, but it was like I kept my distance, you know what I mean? But, you know, we're here getting it right in 2020. This is where we're at. This is what's going on right now. So, shout out to the family. So,
You hear the family?
yeah, the family is a beautiful thing. God bless all the children, all the family over there. You know, and obviously Ray Geddes is obviously, if you guys didn't know, he was very. He definitely wanted to make the show the last time he was supposed to be here. So he's expressed that multiple times. So just so you guys know. So I'm gonna give this man credit for what he's earning, what he deserves. Damn sure gonna give him that, because that's how it's gonna work in CAW so long as I'm around. I will give credit to everyone who deserves it. I'll mention people who deserved to be mentioned. That's how I look at it. So GSF and JTV was an incredible journey that ended. You came to JTV, you know, you had several moments. You came in, you beat the shit out of Bison, you know, you eventually did everything that you did, Ray. You became the world heavyweight champion. You became tag team champions with me. I know, Funkman, you want to hear about that. From what you remember, what's your take with tag teaming with me and the tag titles and that little run that we had?
I had fun with that, man. I had fun with that. I mean, it was something, you know, you didn't team up a lot. You know, you don't see him team up a lot at all. And when he does, it's got to be something, you know, with somebody he respects or somebody he would, I think they would make a good tag team. Like me and you, our characters aren't really, they're kind of similar.
Right.
Okay, but
we had the Starsky and Hutch thing going on back in the day.
But they also have different perspectives on things too. So so I think it made for us to have a good tag team when we did that, and I think people liked it.
Right.
Me, the tag team I was in, I actually spoke about this on XBW.
Right.
With Max.
The current tag team.
Me,
yeah.
Yeah, one I'm in with right now, or was with Sean. Sean Walsh.
Sean Walsh.
Our guys are. My character's completely different, personality-wise, from his, and I think that makes us a good tag team.
Right.
Like, you know, and he'll even tell you, hey, I can't out-cool Ray. You know?
Right.
I can't out-cool Ray, so I just kind of play the dorky guy. That's what he said one day. You know, so, and I think because of stuff like that, our tag team is really good there. Our chemistry is good. So,
True.
And what?
No. Oh no. I'm just thinking about. I'm just listening to everything because I wasn't around when you was here in JTV. So you know, it's me being who I am and being a JTV and GSF is good to hear. You know, the stories and the connection that connect. You know, to both. Right.
Oh yeah, you having a good time back there. You met.
I heard him over there yawning. I'm boring.
Oh no, I wasn't yawning.
Hell no. Hell no. There's no way. There's just no way we could do that to anybody. These people fucking love this shit. They're addicts. With me and you on here, like nobody's going anywhere. So you mentioned Sean Walsh is an interesting character. I listened to a couple of his podcasts, looked into some of his ventures in CAW. What's your take on Sean Walsh? The complete package. What's your take on him?
I like Sean Walsh. I mean, me and him are friends.
Right.
We've been friends since about 2015 or so.
Right.
Whenever I first went into COH.
Right.
And I started watching AWF, which I really like his program that's on AWF. And then he does All Stars. He's the one that puts everything, the final product of All Stars together, where everybody gets in on All Stars.
Oh, really?
He does all that. Yes.
Okay, so he's like a producer for All Stars.
Yes. So, yes. And I mean, he might have somebody do a match. He winds up doing a whole bunch of the matches himself. 2 days worth of matches. So he might have, like I've got one match I'm supposed to record this year for it, and he'll delegate, a few matches here and there, but he winds up doing a whole lot of. He usually does the Rumble match, and he told me this year he's using a lot of highlight reel in it.
Highlight reel does magic. I've noticed that. That shit works.
Yeah, it does. And so I'm looking forward to seeing in August when he does the Rumble, the highlight reel stuff that he's going to do with it and make it. That's going to be interesting to see how it works. I mean, GSF will have Rumble 1 these days. We don't call it the Rumble, we call it the Ruthless Ruckus.
Right.
And so I'm gonna learn. That's gonna be a learning experience for me, seeing how he does that. Maybe I can take something from it, and see and expand on that. One of these days, it might be 3 years from now before we have one. I know the episode probably 5 6 months, but we'll have one eventually.
I want to ask you about Rob, but before I do, I wanted to also tell you this. I don't know if you remember back in 2015, JTV was getting ready to go under because obviously we were, it was the last days. They were shutting the server down and there was nothing going to happen in the next game. I wasn't moving anywhere. And we didn't have no YouTube deal on hand. So I was like, okay, so this is it. Raging Redneck, this is for you, Funk Man. Enjoy the story. Raging Redneck was kind enough to get me. He got me. What was it? It was a BCW deal, and then he also got me a All Stars deal for their big tournament that they have every year or whatever it is. And he did that for me. He kind of elbowed me and was like, "You need to get in there." And I'm like, "I'm gonna look into it." So at the time, Ray, when that was getting ready to happen, before I started doing my own shit and got tired of just sitting on my ass, like you said, I decided that, you know, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? Am I going to do podcasts? I'm just going to fucking stop doing this. And I was just drinking tomato juice on my ass watching Spartacus at that time. You remember? And we used to talk about that. Me and him used to call each other just to talk about the fucking show.
That was a phenomenal show. Rest in peace to the original guy, the first guy
GOAT.
from the.
Rest in peace to the
from
GOAT.
the first one, from the first season. Rest in peace to him. Yeah. Rest in peace to him.
So at the time, and I don't have a problem putting this out there because I love Craig Mack. I met him in person, great guy. We had a great time together. I bought him a beer. Craig at the time, you know, was holding thing, and he wasn't really trying to really mention it, but it was an issue of going to BCW. So I didn't go to BCW, and if you didn't know this, if I didn't tell you, go to the call thing because of the fact, and I've told Trey this story several times. All that happened was the reason I pulled out of the tournament is because they wanted to put me against Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
An actor. I was like, dude, I'm Kevin Impact. I'm a pro wrestler. I'm the box office hit. And the best that you have for me is Chuck Norris, the actor. All respect to Chuck Norris. I love Chuck Norris, one of my favorites of all time. But goddamn, the actor, you know, it was an insult to what we do. So I pulled out of it. And I wanted to just tell you that, get that little quick chuckle out of you, let you know that that's what happened with that 15. You know, we talked about GSF, man. That's an interesting perspective to me. For those that didn't know, we learned tonight how GSF came about. A couple of guys just kicking back, drinking, having a good time. But Rob was an interesting character. How did you and Rob meet?
Funny story too. I gotta think exactly how.
Right.
It's weird. But I remember like going through. It was something on community creation. Rob had put up the logo, done something. Rob was all with logos. Like, he's better than I was.
Right.
Create logos, and I forget what it was. Somebody did like him kind of little shit comment on one of his things. Well, Rob was like messaging back and forth with this guy on there, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, man, this guy's giving this other guy hell. Just giving him hell. So I sent Rob a message. I said, hey, you giving this guy that load, you know, about, and he was like, man, because he did such and such. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something to that nature. So, but that's how I saw it. I could chat on something, and I'd send him a message, and got talking, and you know, he's from New Jersey, and him and my friend Chris James, he's from Philly, and then I got talking to him, and they said, hey, we got a tag thing we do, tag against people online, you know, hey, we'd be a tag on the show. So yeah, but I'd known like 17 or something. Whenever all this, at 2011, it might have been 2011. So I've known Rob too. But Rob, I still talk to him. He's funny as all do that. I get a good laugh out of him all the time.
Hey, smart. You guys are smart. Well educated for a while throughout the years. I picked up on, I mean, me coming up in CAW or CC, you know, I've always respected everybody that came before. And even though, you know, you brought back GS to community creations at a later date, it was still, even though our beef, I still looked at it and was like, okay, so You know, I respect them because you know, I'll acknowledge the stuff that was going on between SYM's WWS show and CCW, I think it was, or whatever the fuck it was called. Had their little thing going on before I started making any noise at all. You know what I mean? And I think you made the loudest noise along with SYM. I always looked at that in respect, same as I looked at what Monk did in respect and NGW, Biffaside, and all those guys. You know, I'm still trying to work something out with, who is it? Fuck, I forget his name. I'm still in contact with some of them. With you, I keep in contact with them still, try to put their stuff. I remember James Jr., remember him? He had his own thing going on. Against all odds, man. Raw Impact.
Against all odds. He's on GSF now.
Right.
Chris Knight. He's on GSF now.
I got to talk to Motor Ramos on some fucking website thing. And for the longest time, you know, everybody thought that Motor Ramos was a fucking chick and it was a dude. And I was like, man, don't be worried. Everything is cool. You know what I mean? Like, what are you worried about? And it's like, I don't know. I think he always wanted to just play it off like that. I don't know. Some of these guys are into that type.
And a lot of times, you know, you look at it like he created a lot of girl characters.
Right.
It's automatically brain. If you don't see the person, you know that. That's what you do. That's what you think. You know, if you don't see him, I've never seen him.
Right.
Or spoke to him online. So that, I mean, you just thought, okay, well, they're making girl characters or a bunch of girl characters. It's probably girls.
Yeah.
You know.
You would have to assume that.
Yeah, you just assume.
What was you got to work with King Lee or King Size a few times. What was your take on him?
King Size, I like working with him. I like it. We cut some pretty good promos against each other. And
right.
It's a pretty good match. I don't remember if I ever beat King Size.
I can't fucking remember neither. I remember there being a controversy though that happened. There was something where he submitted you or something like that, but then there was something that happened on your screen. I don't know if it split or what happened.
Our screen, it was split screen.
Okay, so it was a split screen.
Remember the game that used to do that quite often? Actually, he was playing like it was like you'd be seeing one person be seeing one match, and you'd be seeing something else, or the other person be seeing whatever.
Wow.
And yeah, you used to do that all the time.
So that means this goes back to WWE 13 because the match happened. So that means that the fucking game, folks, has been splitting since WWE 13. That's incredible. It still does.
Oh yeah, God. Oh my God.
With a passion. With a passion, it still does.
Oh my God. There's so many matches that me and Jay have, because I mean, I don't know if you know Raiden, but I run my own show. But there's so many matches that me and Jay have both done that like it ended up split screen like halfway through the match, and it's like, God Almighty, why?
Yeah, I mean, and you'd be you're like, you might, all right, well, I pinned you or whatever. Well, what are you talking about? You pinned me?
Yeah.
I'm still fighting you right now. Or
Still fighting. And everybody's got to take a screenshot to prove their shit or see the video. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. That I don't think it's ever fixed. I don't see it. So with the host, I'm sure you remember the CC Mafia. The CC Mafia. You remember the CC Mafia back in the day?
Yeah.
CC Mafia was a collaboration of all the shows coming together in the SVR days. I don't know who straight.
Monk at the top of it.
Okay, so your take is that Monk orchestrated it. I remember Monk being the orchestrator or a orchestrator. I subliminally got offers. Subliminally, I say that because I've never received an actual offer, and if I did, I would have never fucking agreed to it because I love Monk. I liked a lot of people and respected them in CAW and CC, but I was never a big fan of the CC Mafia. I thought it was a desperate cry for help, but I love the message that was being sent. We was all coming together basically to make CAW such a beautiful message.
And that was supposed to be the
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It was supposed to be the point of us fucking making CAW big enough to where the world's like, oh, I need to focus, get their attention. Eventually it turned into something nasty with the schemes and the manipulations that went on behind the scene. I think we kind of just already pulled the carpet out from under, but it's like, what was your take on that whole thing? Do you remember?
I didn't have a problem with it because what they were doing, they were trying to bring everybody together,
right?
And have a community, and if you look at it nowadays, CAW is still split into communities like that.
Right.
All right. You've got your community over, and it shouldn't be like that. Everybody should be. Since day one doing all this, you've got your group over here who does, I guess, person versus person, what it would be called.
Yeah.
Yeah, PvP.
PvP, yeah.
And then you've got the sim people, or I don't know what you call liars. And then you got over here, you got this. Well, if you just bring it all together in one community, can you imagine? And everybody supported everybody. Can you imagine how much?
It'd go over. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree with that. Because I was gonna say, I think that it's beautiful for all of us to respect our own views on how everybody does their own show. But you're right. If everybody came together and supported each other, I think that we could probably accomplish something real fucking big in CAW.
Accomplish all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's enough people. I never knew that there were this many people that did CAW. They said it used to be even bigger on YouTube back in 2007, 2008, whenever it first started. They said they were.
Oh yeah.
That big audience at the time, and it's still a pretty big audience.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest people that was out during that time was FAM. So.
Yeah, and FAM. Yeah, FAM been doing this had been doing this for 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Before they shut down here recently.
Oh, and now, but no. So supposedly there's supposed to be an announcement about them, about their future tomorrow on Twitch or something. I don't know.
And another completely different community from the other community. Fan community is. Now they had their own community, and then it just branched off. But if you get everybody, and that's what the goal of All Stars is with Sean, is to try to bring everybody together.
Right, which is nice.
And then you've got the VW is the same way too, and they kind of have their little thing going on with each other. They did it once upon a time. I think they're getting together where they work more with each other now than what they did prior. But
well,
just get everybody together, and it would be one hell of a big community, and it would be for the benefit of everybody.
This is something I'm gonna add to that. I currently right now I'm working with XVPW. I'm working with Trace WWA, with Jeffrey Albert's S&W. I'm open to working pretty much with anybody that's willing to work with me and get along and everything. I'm not interested in dominating CAW. I'm interested in just having fun and putting out a good product. I'm interested in competing against myself. And
that's where I am, man. I put out these episodes for me. Don't get me wrong. I love doing the editing part of it, doing all that stuff, and seeing what
right.
But I put all this for guys who got on the roster, and then a few fans I have that are fans of the show, and that's who I put that out for. If you like it, if you're there and you want to watch it, that's great. If you don't, then I'm not trying to make money off of it. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm just having a good time doing the stuff I like.
No, that's not.
I have to look part of it and doing stuff that I don't see in CAW.
Right.
Or I haven't seen myself.
Or we don't see in pro wrestling right now on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, or I hadn't seen it in like a long time if it has been done. It's like, I try to do stuff like that with PSF, and I didn't have the capabilities when I first started because it was on 2K17, and you had highlight reel, but you couldn't move any direction you wanted to.
Yep, WWE 12.
Yeah,
I remember.
12 and 13 you could, or 14, might have been on 14 too. You could move it any way you wanted to.
Right.
Well, then they took that out, and when I brought it back to YouTube, it didn't have it on there. You had the highlight reel still, but it didn't have where you could put it whatever angle you wanted to.
Right.
When 18 came around, I saw that. I said, man, I can do any damn thing I want to on this.
Right.
Because I've got the capabilities now to go and make my own cutscenes, do whatever I want to do.
Right.
And my imagination is my limit. Whatever it is, you know.
Yep.
So I mean, I enjoy doing that aspect. And it's tedious at times, but I really enjoy that part.
I think we all do, but back to my point of
even more than playing my character. I mean, I love my character. I love playing my character. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I love doing that even more than playing my character.
Back to my point of what I'm trying to get at when I was saying about me being able to work with different shows, stuff of that nature. I think that, you know, the way it would work better is if some of these top promoters that are in charge of these top promotions who have quote unquote made it, you know, if they were to leave the ego to the fucking side and just fucking be willing to fucking help other people grow. I'm willing to help people below me grow. No problem. I'm still growing myself, you know what I'm saying? So to me it's like I don't
Same with me.
Yeah, so we're you know what I'm saying, we've been around for a while. I don't have no problem helping people and all that stuff who deserve it anyways, you know what I mean? I'm not interested in helping selfish fucking people. You know, there is someone I'm thinking about and it's not who they think they are. Just fucking grow because, and it's not you, SYM, don't worry. Just, you know, somebody that I'm thinking about that, like, you know, just treating their talent like exploiting them and firing them and kicking them out like nothing. And, it's stuff like that that kind of irritates me, and it's just like some of these egos that they need to get checked at the fucking door. I'll name drop one person. It's not the person I was referring to, but I'll name drop Travis Sparks from COH. You know what I mean? Travis, and I'm not going to rant with this. We're going to get back to you, Ray. Travis had an opportunity to come on here and talk to me, Ray, and you know, he went ahead and very arrogantly denied. You know, he declined. And to him, it's like if it's not some of those people that kiss his ass or do business with him, like he don't know about it. You know what I mean? He had a good opportunity. Cut a great deal, speak a great part, just like you're doing now. You didn't want to do that. That's fine, you know what I mean? But that ego is the reason we can't grow. You know what I mean? And I think that needs to be checked at the fucking door. You know what I mean? I don't hate the guy, but I don't really think highly of him. I used to, and I don't give a fuck what he thinks. That's his problem. So moving on, you know, because we are talking to the Raging Redneck here with us, a legendary figure. I wanna get at I want to get at the Stone Cold ripoff, man. Let's go there. You know, let's attack that. People have thought that for the longest time. Do you think that Stone Cold Steve Austin ripoff, yes or no?
Well, is my man based off of Stone Cold? Yes.
Right.
I mean, you know, everybody has their own people they emulate.
In a way, right.
In a way. And, you know, I do a lot of stuff that Stone Cold did, my guy does, but
right.
I also put my own spin on it.
Yep.
You know, I mean, to say he just...
Go ahead. Give it to the folk, man, Ray. Go ahead. If you deal with the Raging Redneck, what is that? Give it to him.
Because when you're dealing with the Raging Redneck, you get dealt with. That one, is that what you want me to say to him?
You like that, Funk? He said it. There it is.
Yeah.
Funk Man's going to mark out in the comments now.
But yeah, I mean, he is a branch of Stone Cold.
Right.
But I have my own markings on him everywhere too. You know, I mean, I think I've taken the Stone Cold character That's how you want to look at it.
You had that. You had that for years. Lowrider used to turn your fucking promos because he hated it. I remember. Yeah.
But I would, I would say I'm 50% Stone Cold,
Right.
60% Stone Cold, 40% me in there.
Right.
That's what I would say. I mean, it's my own spin on things. I mean, I don't have. I've got my own catchphrase. Right? I say
Right.
like he did. All right. And I add, I don't think so.
Right.
All right. After that, so yeah, I'm taking I'm adding something else to it.
Right.
All right. I've got my own, finishing catchphrase that's not his. All right. That he never said. All right. Me, our I guess our background, his background, or as us both being from the South, and in the South, Trey can back this. You talk a certain way, you act a certain way.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you love.
Right.
Hunting,
Right.
mud digging.
Ray's told me this before too, by the way.
And this is every single Southern
Individual. Yeah.
individual, or if you want to call them redneck. All right. I mean, they're all. I mean, some things might a bit.
Right.
You've got a lot of the same stuff going on that you just love. That just mad. And y'all have that Southern slang. But my accent stuff is completely different from Stone Cold.
Right.
You know why? Because he's from Texas, and I'm from North Carolina.
Yep.
Red dirt, North Carolina. Right? Yeah, so it's completely different from me.
And to some people, I mean, some people I've heard people say like, "Yo, Trey, you got a little Southern twang." It's like, I do. Like I don't hear it. Like it's like I don't hear it.
I hear it, Trey. I hear it. So I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, but I use the things that I like in my character too, and I've added stuff in that character that Stone Cold didn't have in his. Like I got my doctorate.
Yeah.
I added that in.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, so in a way, yeah. I mean, it just all depends on how you want to look at it. But like I said, everybody in this hobby emulates something.
I think a lot of fucking people who does this hobby emulate a lot of fucking people.
This hobby.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And I mean, Dolph Ziggler. He did. And Dolph Ziggler emulates Shawn Michaels. So I mean,
3 out of 10.
Emulate Shawn Michaels. It just, I mean, there's no original characters left. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, people gonna say what they want to say. Now, it used to tick me off, but
oh really?
Whenever people would say it, back in the day, it pissed me off.
Right.
Because I was trying hard to make it something I wanted, something different. So it used to piss me off when people say that. Because I mean, I felt like I worked pretty hard on him trying to change stuff about it.
Right.
But they just look at the character itself and say that, not just hearing promos from me too, okay? But I mean, Stone Cold, he wears top full black pants. I've got logos all over my pants. Now I do wear a vest now. But that vest is kind of a FU to everybody. I'll make my call however I want to.
So that's why you threw the vest on. Because I was wondering when you brought the vest back, I seen the GSF stuff, and I'm like, yo, he told me that he doesn't wear the vest because he's not trying to be like Stone Cold, but he has the vest. Why does he have the vest? So that explains that. It was a fuck you.
I didn't have the vest for a long time, and I brought it back. I brought it in about 2017, 2018 maybe.
Well, that answered my question.
It was a FU to everybody.
Got you.
I said, like Stone Cold, I'll put him however I want him to be.
Right. Be mad now.
Which Ray actually told me that. Cause I talked to Ray like on Messenger
Right.
occasionally. I remember the first time I actually talked to Ray on Messengers when he asked me to come to GSF.
Right.
And I asked him, I was like, a lot of people tell you that you like Stone Cold. It's like, and it's like, when I first saw you in TOH, you didn't have a vest, but now you do. And he actually told me, he's like, yeah, he said, because all of them have said that I'm Stone Cold, so I'm just like, you know what, I'ma do me. So
I'm just gonna embrace it. The hell with it. You know, I'm gonna embrace it. You know, I mean, it's kind of an embrace and an FU at the same time.
I was upset when I saw you with the fucking vest. I'm like, this motherfucker. But now, after what you just said, I gotta give you respect. Cause I like that. You were willing to fucking defy what they're saying. I like that. Now I'm glad that you brought the vest in.
And I think I took a cue from Ray around that time too, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're kind of like," it's like, "Oh, Trey, you're kind of like AJ Styles." So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a book out of Ray Getty's book.
Take a page.
And I'm gonna go. Yeah, take a page out of it. I'm like, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go full on AJ Styles, and that's what I did. I was like, you know what? Y'all want to say I look like AJ Styles? Compare me to him? All right, I'm gonna go full AJ.
That's kind of what I did. I got tired of like, and it was around. I don't know. That guy, like, I didn't put it up there, but this other guy, Torin put a Kyle Wiki page of me on there. All right, well, all those guys on Kyle Wiki. It wasn't
That's cool.
My real. It's a site where people you get put your cards on or something. It used to be, and they stopped. It kind of shut down. It's still going,
right?
But you don't want to go put nothing on there because you're gonna get ridiculed. People are gonna say something about it. And they're gonna try to get, you know. I didn't see all the stuff. My cousin saw it. Right, to tell me about it. All right, and him and this other guy was arguing over stuff, and because he's just saying I was Stone Cold rip off, and but anyway, and they're looking at the picture, and they're basing it off a picture that isn't even my car that I'd made. It was one that well, I'd won the CCL championship, but it was before I'd gotten an Xbox or borrowed Isaac's Xbox to make my own guy for Eddie. Alright, so Eddie had done the best he could to make my guy look like my guy, but it wasn't my guy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my CAW.
Right.
So, but I mean, you know, all that they were talking mad shit and said something about, I forget what all Ryan told me it said, but he was defending me. He was defending me on there. What he said, I told him, I said, you were Stone Cold, but you got your own spin on it the same way. Well, yeah, you're right. But I don't care. I mean, I didn't have to be put on that page anyway.
Right.
I'd already heard my stuff from other people about that website. So.
I mean, Call Wiki it has, because I actually saw Ray's Call Wiki and I wondered about it and I just never said anything. But I mean, there's other people on there too. I mean, you can find people from FAM to some maybe unknown CAW promotion that's just randomly there. It's so in depth. It's crazy how in depth it's going there. Oh yeah, like.
I don't got time to go write all that crap.
Right, like I know, I ran across this one is she's actually is one chick I actually know that she's a chick. Uh, she's went and wrote her whole CAW backstory from like her childhood all the way up to her CAW career. I'm like, so I messaged her on Instagram. I'm like, really? I'm like, it's like, really? You just this is what you doing now? I was like, she's like, yeah. I was like, she's like, I was bored. I was like, okay.
I'm
But
not.
I mean, they go in depth with it. It's crazy. It's crazy how in depth they go into it with it. With it is.
I think it's nice. It's a nice thing. I don't think me and him have, you know, we're not at a stage where we don't have time for all that. Like I have like my own Kevin Impact column in the JTV website, and I don't update it all the time because I don't have time to fucking type everything up and just put it on there every month or every week. So you know, it's nice though for some of them young cats to all that in there and have fun with it. I mean, have fun with it however you want. You know, do what you got to do and say that. More power to you.
It's like I ain't got time for that, but you know,
Right. But I
like,
want
most of
to.
us ain't got time to do that. So
I want to.
I mean, all that writing stuff, that's a lot to write. But from my understanding, they have their whole life on there.
Well, I mean, if you got the time, I mean, when I was working asbestos back in 15 and 16 and such, you know, I'd go to a site, I'd sit down, I get paid to fucking write JTV storylines pretty much because I'm just there in my own office and where everybody else is working, bro. So I had time. I spent an entire year, Ray, in 15 writing the JTV film, The Last Offer. And the movie's not very great, but you know, I spent an entire year like writing that script for that movie, just working. So it's like if you can do it, have time like that to you know do it on site, then yeah, I mean why not? You get your coffee, you get your bagel, whatever, and you start writing away, have fun with it, to kill the day. But as far as like with everything that gets in day out, especially you with the family, just we don't got that kind of time anymore. You know what I mean? So I want to put the cap on the Ray Getty's career. Another interesting thing that went on, this was later on towards the end of your career. It was the final match in JTV. You took on Nathan Baz at, it was Ultimate Showdown 2. Ultimate Showdown 3, excuse me. You know, you helped them out. Before I even go into that, what's your take on Nathan Vaz or Nathan Vale, whatever he wants to call himself? What's your opinion on?
I like him. I've been friends with him a while. I've always gotten along with him, and
Right.
and him, and he's actually on GSF too, but I hadn't heard from him in a while, so I don't know if he's still on there or not.
Right.
I hadn't heard from him lately, but we'll see. I'm sure if he hears this, he'll probably message. I ain't even seen him online lately, but so.
No, he's gone AWOL. I don't know what he's got going on. We work with him because I work with Craig on BCW. I'm trying to help him, you know, get his numbers back, I guess, from when he had people like you around and bring BCW back to a certain stature of greatness because they're having a hard time.
Craig's a stand-up dude. He really is. I really like Craig. I've always liked Craig too. I think he's a good guy. And you don't find a whole lot of just like good people.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's a good guy.
I didn't trust the motherfucker. I didn't know him very well. I can't say I liked him 100%, but after meeting him, getting to know him, he's got a tremendous heart. He's an incredible, helpful person, very respectful. I mean, he's all of that in a bag of chips. But Craig, he's got to figure out what to do with BCW. I don't know. He's gonna have that's a topic for a different day, but he's got to definitely turn thing around. The thing with Nate is that. You know, I don't like him. I used to like him. I don't like Nathan. I think he's lazy. He's a lazy individual. I don't care whether he's a pothead or whatever he does. He's lazy as fuck. He wants to get put over and he wants to be promoted in very highly way. He wants to be made look good, but he's not willing to, excuse me, put in the effort, put in the work to do that. When he was here, he got to work Corey, and we were putting him over, putting the belt on him, total title, and it was just a lot of complaining, a lot of bitching, and here we are trying to make you look good, but you know, you're still talking shit, and I don't respect that. I don't. You know, in BCW recently, he was supposed to drop the belt to me because I'm one of the hottest things there now, unfortunately, because, you know, as much as Nathan is a bigger star than I am, you know, he's over in CW, you know that, Ray. He's a bigger star than I am. As big as he is, unfortunately, he can't get BCW views. I can. So, you know, they brought me and Corey in, some of us. People start, you know, numbers started getting a little higher now because we're on there. Some of these guys from over here are tuning into that shit. And basically, he was supposed to drop the belt to me. Didn't want to do it. So now all of a sudden, he wants to go on this little girl thing and deactivate his Facebook. So I'm not a big fan of that. He doesn't need to drop the belt to me. I don't need to get the belt. I've already told Craig Mack, me and Corey for the title, me and somebody else, it don't matter. But this is about you. But I just wanted to insert that because we was talking about Nate. That's what I think of Nate. Back to your match. I can go on, but I'm not going to. Back to your match. You had a tremendous closeout, passing the torch match with Nathan Vaz at Showdown. We had the whole Wiz Khalifa thing coming in, who did his song. You know what I mean? We had him come out, and we had you drop Nate. Red Eye. Red Eye is fucking it's slang for the Stone Cold Stunner. The Red Eye finishing maneuver.
It's the RAGIN redneck version.
Finishing maneuver, the whippersnapper, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Red Eye. I still remember the Red Eye. You got the Red Eye on Vaz in the match, or at some point after the match, you got the Red Eye on Wiz Khalifa, I believe, and you beat the shit out of him at the beginning of the match. It had everybody screaming at Showdown. And then at the end of the match, poor Morgan Freeman got a Red Eye at Showdown. I love Morgan Freeman. As annoyed as I was with you at the time, I still gave you a fine ending to your career. If I was such a petty piece of shit, I could have did anything to sabotage your image. That's not what happened. You went out in a blaze of glory. At the time, I was not a big fan of the fact that you was leaving, claiming that you were retiring, but you were still working on other shows. Why did you make that decision to leave here and still stay on other shows if you was retiring, as you said? How did that come about?
I don't know if I ever said I was retiring. I said I was.
You did.
JTV.
Okay, yeah, okay, you did. Yeah.
But CCL, I felt like I owed Eddie, you know, to stay on his show, and they have like storylines like that for a while.
Right.
You know, so if I wanted to take a break or try to drop some shows, you know, with the simulation thing, they haven't worked out for quite a while, and it don't change depending on who's gonna win the actual match. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like with P versus P, something might change.
You're right.
Say I was taking on Trey, and Trey beat me. Something in the storyline would change there.
Right.
Unless something would come up, and you know you get what I'm saying.
I'm with you. I am with you.
So I try to give Eddie that, and I was still in COH at the time then, I think.
Right.
And we're still, I think I was his champion too at the time. I think. I might be mistaken at that
right.
time. But I was just trying to cut back some of the shows that I was on.
Right.
And I just stayed with that. And I really like the simulation fact rather than actually doing the matches.
Right.
And because I didn't have time to get online and play the matches then. So, and that was kind of my take on things, why I left.
Right.
When I did. Yeah. I still watched.
Well,
I left, I still watched.
Well, I mean, it was a fine response. I mean, I understand that. I get it. You obviously just left because it was just, we had the weekly thing going on, and it's like that wasn't going to work for you. So it wasn't that you had a problem with me or anybody. You just left because of the scheduling. That's it. All right.
So, and I wanted to set it up for somebody to take my place.
Right.
It was going to be Nathan because I was high on Nathan at the time.
Right. We all were. Right.
He cut good promos. You know, I mean, he's a good guy. You know, I still think he is.
Right. You're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know any different from what's happened.
Right.
So, but you know, I was trying, and I didn't want to leave you just hanging though either. That's the reason I was trying to do that.
Gotcha.
So, I wish it would have worked out better with y'all.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a late question that I should have asked. I should have popped that at that point in time, but I had different stuff going on. You had different stuff going on. So I guess I just left it be. That was a late response right there from you. Late question for me to use. So, you know, I'm just glad we got that all cleared out. I was curious about that. So, yeah, that's all fine and dandy right there. I'm getting ready to close things out here momentarily. I want to make sure that, I mean, you've answered a lot of the questions that I wanted to ask you. I think we've had a good time with that. And for whoever's watching this the next day,
I've enjoyed just talking, just shooting shit, like I said I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
It's been a while, man.
Absolutely, it has been. You know, we're gonna have to do this more often. You bring the beer, I bring the steak, and we got it.
If I'm ever up in New York.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna look you up, Jay.
Well, you look me up, you gonna get taken care of. You come up here. I mean, shit. Me and Corey and SYM and went to Vegas and did some fucking damage. And last time Corey was up here, Craig Mack, we did some damage also. Guys that meet me know that they're good. They come up here to see me. So.
Well, I keep saying I'm going to make a trip to Pennsylvania at some point. Going to see Gettysburg.
Oh shit! I want to go to meet Amazing, Mr. Amazing. You remember him?
Which Mr. Amazing?
Mr. Amazing, Devontae Wright from JTV.
Oh yeah.
I think his account was Mr. Amazing also. He was there back in the day with you. I like to go meet him, you know. So I like to go up there. Is that Rocky statue still over there? Do you know, Trey, if the Rocky statue is there? I like to go.
It's not up on the steps anymore. It's in the park or something somewhere.
Yeah, I think they moved. Yeah, I do remember
Okay.
they moved it. I don't remember where they moved it to. But.
Right.
And on the step, I can find out for you real quick. I call my friend Chris James. He'd know exactly.
All right. Well.
And Sean Walsh would know too. He's from Philadelphia.
Yeah, we could get into that soon enough. You know, right now we're celebrating you, man. This is your moment.
Oh yeah.
I've been wanting to meet Rob for a long time too, just because y'all were two of my friends I met first online, like on the PS3.
He called me his friend, Trey.
You are.
Why you gotta get it? Why you gotta get into that voice? You want to give me a hug on here? You getting all sentimental?
I'm getting sentimental.
Oh shit, he's getting sentimental. We're breaking character. God damn it. Well, give me a hug. Just make sure your lips don't get close to mine, man. It get weird and shit. No, you gonna give me a hug and we gonna make Trey jealous. Fuck it, and we do a lot of that.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the most greatest experiences I've had a lot on Sister besides maybe Cassidy Dreams. Cassidy
Okay.
Dreams.
Yeah. Cassidy
And
Dreams.
besides my own, but you know.
I don't know why it is, but the comments are not updating on the screen. Like I see them on the tablet that I'm looking at. I see comments. They're not updating on the screen for some reason. I don't know why.
Last one I see is from Marcus Storm.
Okay, so you can see them, but I can't see them.
Too.
I don't-
The last one I got was from Nathan from Marcus Storm too.
Okay, well on the video, yeah, but on the screen that I'm looking at, it's the last message was from the Grim King. He says, "Tell him to give me a hell yeah." Grim King knew about Ray Geddes? What the That's interesting. Somebody doing their research. You see how
Child official said, "Yo, if you can ask Trey what I sent him, you can. You'll be screaming."
Oh my God. Well, what he sent you,
Alright,
Trey?
so this random dude called him, right? He called him in the dark. The dude, it was completely dark. He was smiling at him, and he had his shirt off.
Oh my God.
And then he just hangs up because he was only on there for 8 seconds.
Funk man, if you're watching, drop a comment right now.
Okay, so okay. My question is, I've been plotting, contemplating, maybe a question. Is there any chance at all that you could ever possibly come back for JTD for a match, or maybe just an appearance?
Yeah, I'd come back for a match or appearance. Now, y'all know I'm like retiring my call though, like good now, at the end of 2020. Right?
That's what was on XVPW. So I don't understand why Trey's asking that, but.
Well, I mean, before you retire, even if
come back for an episode or something, on JTV too. I mean, no big deal. I'm just, if you're gonna get me in. I'd prefer you get me in before the end of before the end of 2020. If I was gonna do that, but I mean, I come back whenever and do that.
All right, we'll give you that 10-year deal. Don't worry about it. You're covered.
Give me what, a 10-year deal?
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's something.
And also, with you retiring, what does that mean for Raging Redneck? So, what does that mean for GSF? I mean,
GSF still gonna be going. I'm still gonna do GSF. I'm just retiring my CAW.
He's not gonna wrestle anymore, is what he's saying. He could run it.
You'll still get to hear me cut promos some, because I'll still be like the authority figure on GSF. So, you'll still hear me cut promos and talk shit to some people.
Okay, so before I pop my next question, what about GSF? What's the plans going forward for GSF? What can people look forward to coming up? What do you got coming up?
March 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel. The next episode of GSF, episode 6. Title of it, More Warped Perceptions. Alright, the last one, Warped Perceptions. This is More Warped Perceptions. Alright,
So let me get this straight. You're not going to send the GSF pro wrestlers home because of the coronavirus. God damn it, Ray. Why? Come on, Ray. Come on.
We're going to have a packed arena that night.
Oh, my God. Everybody going to die in that bitch. God damn it.
We're going to have a packed arena.
Is Scott Gross going to be there? Sorry, Scott.
We barred him from the building.
See you next time, Scott.
Sorry, Scott.
So who would you like to recognize from our time from the CC days? Who would you like to recognize, and from the entire CC days from our time?
I miss talking to Monk. I hadn't talked to Monk lately.
He's been away for a while. Been away for a while.
I sent him a happy birthday message the other day.
Yeah.
On Facebook. But he's been away. I missed talking to him. Talking to James Jr. some. And I can't remember half their names, half their call names.
Right.
They had their IDs they had.
Right.
Nowadays,
Biff aside, yeah.
Biff aside, yeah.
Great creator. Great creator there.
Yeah. I've been talking to him.
Right.
Me and him used to talk some even after, like when we was on YouTube, because he was doing a show
right.
on YouTube with several other guys. He always wanted me to come on there, because he's from Ireland. I think he's from Ireland. He had an accent, and he liked my accent.
Right.
He said, man, bring your accent over here. I can't do Irish accent.
Right.
But bring your accent, because I talk like on Skype every once in a while. But
Oh.
Those are the ones I remember.
Right.
Oh, and there's one more. I remember this show too. Narrow 8.
Oh shit! You open up the time capsule. See, this is the reason I answered that question, because I'd forgotten so much of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we talk about stuff too.
Right.
Car related stuff, wrestling stuff.
Right.
I hadn't talked to him, and he's still one of my friends on here, but I haven't talked to him
Right.
in forever. But most of the time when I get on here, I'm not in a talking mood. I'm on here to do stuff for GSF 99% of the time.
Yeah, you're just incognito and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You send me a message, I might not respond to you because I'm in the middle of recording a match or doing something.
You turn off your notifications when you do that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, keep that in mind. For all of y'all hitting them up. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your question on top, Carter?
What do we got? Look at my question on top. Well, some of your messages are erased. It says screw Nathan Vaz. What the hell? I like that one.
About the tag team name? Is that what question you're wondering?
Funk, we didn't have no tag team name. It was Ray GETTYS and Kevin Impact. Oh, Ray GETTYS. Yeah. Excuse me. I got to get it right. Ray GETTYS.
Yeah, it was just.
Oh, I wasn't trying to be politically correct or whatever. I'm trying to be an asshole. I said Ray GETTYS. I got to get it right.
I don't care.
He don't give a shit.
People still pronounce it wrong. But that's all right.
Yeah, we didn't.
As long as you don't spell my first name, R-E-Y, we're all right.
We didn't have a name, Funk, man. It was just Kevin Impact and Ray GETTYS. Yeah. That's what we were. We didn't need a name. You know what I'm saying? We was just a good tag team that blended together. It was just, we wasn't a tag team. We was a team that was put together. We wasn't a tag team per se. We was just put together.
We didn't really like each other.
Right. We was put together for all the wrong reasons. That's why Impact and GETTYS was put together. But do I appreciate being your tag team partner and tag team champions and what we had? Just like Brian Pillman and Stone Cold. Absolutely. It meant something to my career to be able to tag team with you and be tag team champions. You know, I think it was good. I'm glad we was able to do that. So, Funk Man, Ray, Trey, you got any other questions for Ray?
No, that's it. I mean, besides when the next GSL one was coming out, he answered that already, and
right.
Everything. I mean, I got a question for him off air, but
right. I think you and me both. Before I pop that question, or before I say what I'm going to try to say to you, Ray, let me ask you about life. How is life now for the guy behind the character? Yeah. How do you feel physically?
Aside from my leg being jacked up, I feel pretty good.
What's wrong with your leg?
I had to have surgery on it.
Hasn't been the same. Right.
It's not the greatest, yeah. CB is kind of like messed up. I had to have surgery on it. So now it's not the greatest, but it's getting back that way. You know.
You try to work them out?
Yeah, and my muscles in that leg went to tightening up. I had to have a cut on to relieve pressure from where it was doing stuff. So
yeah.
It got back normal finally.
Take any pain pills or anything for all that?
No. What I wasn't.
At the beginning?
I had surgery.
Oh.
Once I had surgery, it's all right now. It just you know.
Yeah.
It's not in great shape, but it's not in
worse.
Terrible shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be worse.
Yeah. Well, at least you could walk, right?
I can walk.
I remember when I had my accident that I told you about, I didn't know if I was going to walk correct again. I had to exercise it to get it good. And it's not the same. I still have problems in the wintertime and stuff like that. But, you know, you have to be thankful for being able to walk. You just have to. So that's that. And life.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the wall. You know, and I ain't gonna air all my story with that on there. I'll tell you
Yeah,
about my
yeah,
walking story.
yeah. We just wanted people to hear the surface so that they know, a little bit.
As far as me though, as far as my life's going great. You know, I mean, I've got family, got a good job.
Yeah.
Family's number one thing you can ask for, and good job's number two thing you can ask for.
Right.
As long as I got those two things, I'm happy.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I think we've had a tremendous conversation here with you. I want to thank Trey for being here with us and joining us here live and trying to take over the show. Well, he tried to take over the show, so I took it back. And I wanna thank you, Ray, our special guest, for being on the show. But don't go anywhere yet. Before you go, don't worry, I'm not gonna hit you with the plaque of impact. That's not why we're here. I wanna say this right now. Oh man, he'd get back up and beat the shit out of me. What's wrong with you, Trey? Anyways,
You cut me off before I can say it.
Kevin Impact versus Ray Getty's Ultimate Showdown 5 main event. Look out. So basically, yeah, I bet. So you for everything that you've accomplished in JTV, obviously, and in CAW, we here say thank you. Listening into the Maximilian podcast with XVPW, which I want to recognize him real quick, for having a tremendous fucking show, the editing that he does, the time he puts into that. We're not going to go into it because this is about you. We can go into that on the next one, but shout out to XVPW and Maximilian. Tremendous fucking editing, tremendous show. He puts in the time, all right? I want to recognize him. But back to Ray. In the podcast that you had with him, something very interesting that you guys talked about is... Let me tell my dog to sit down real quick. Sit your ass down. Anyways, like I was saying, you guys talked about something very interesting that caught my attention, and I thought it was true. And it's been brought up some years ago, a couple of times, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work out because I didn't know where me and you stood as far as like getting along. I wasn't too sure if it was going to happen since it was established some years ago. And what I'm getting at is that, everything you've accomplished in CAW and JTV and the stuff that you've done, you and Max pretty much talked about how if there's ever a CAW Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, you should be in it. So that's what I'm here for, Ray. That's how I want to close this thing out with you. I want to say that for everything you've accomplished and everything you've done, I like to put the cap on your career, even if you do the Goldberg thing and come out of retirement or whatever, that's up to you. But I want to put the cap on your career by offering you, not just offering you, but nominating you, if you want to accept it here now, nominating you as the first 2020 JTV Hall of Famer. Right here, right now.
I will accept right here and right now. That would be an honor to be inducted into JTV Hall of Fame. I appreciate it.
Hey, Max said if there's any, if there was ever a Hall of Fame, you deserve to be in it. Well, it's going to happen, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to get you into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? I'm going to put aside whatever differences I've had with you. Last night, I'm happy to say this publicly. Last night, I got an opportunity to talk to former JTV star JAYKIDD Nix, KBU. We've had bad blood for a long time. I'm not going to go into that, but I talked with him and I buried the hatchet. I made peace with him. I'm going to do this here tonight again. GETTYS, I'm not going to say your real name. GETTYS, REDNECK, I'm hereby bury whatever the fuck we've had, the hatchet. Life is short. Things happen. I'm moving on. I'm burying all of that, moving on, moving forward. Whether you like me or don't like me, I'm moving forward, and I'm nominating you to go into the Hall of Fame, and that's that.
I appreciate it, man. You going to induct me?
You would like that, wouldn't you? I think that we're gonna have fun with that. We're gonna decide who would be the right person to induct you. You know what I'm saying? If your daughter was old enough, I'd probably hit her up and be on some. Can you induct him into the Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to go ahead and make it all about me. You know what I mean? We'll see what's gonna happen. Who's gonna induct you? But Ray Geddes, the first nominee of the 2020 Hall of Fame for JTV. People were wondering when it was coming back. This is a legitimate Hall of Fame. I don't want any newbie shit. I don't want people that don't deserve it. I don't want none of that. You have to earn it. This man has earned it for everything he's accomplished since CAW and all that, and we're going to credit all of that and set it out all on the table on that day. There is no date currently, but we're going to set up for it to happen sometime this year. JTV Hall of Fame, Ray Geddes is #1. Top that. So now that we hit the 2-hour mark, Funkman, what is Funkman saying? Is he happy? he's giving you credit for making all the good content. Well, by the way, let's go ahead and give you credit for that. The GSF stuff that I've seen, the recent stuff that I've seen, good stuff, man. Good editing. I like what you do with the stuff that you do with the commentary, monitoring screens and stuff like that. It takes me back to the old NFL days from the Sega Genesis when they had the little monitors, and I love that shit. I love that shit. If I ever do that on JTV, you know where I got it from, guys. I love that shit. I love it. Keep that shit up. Keep up the stuff going. Blessings to your health and everything. Everything in the book. 2-hour mark. We want to thank you for being our guest here tonight. We want to thank everybody who joined us and is going to join us or joining us listening to this. And any last words, Ray? Anything else you'd like to say, address?
I appreciate you having me on. I've enjoyed it myself, man. It's been good talking to you and Trey. And just like I said, just shooting shit, man.
Right.
So, yeah, I look forward to your next episode, JTV. And if anybody out there wants to see the next episode of GSF, March 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the premiere on YouTube, our channel.
Well, looking forward to it. Check it out. Don't miss it. Hit the notification and subscribe to his channel. So again, Trey, want to thank you for being here. Ray, want to thank you for being here. And everybody else, if you're just tuning in, you're late. Rewind the video. Thank you for listening in.
Baby. Go to the top. You gotta go. You can't just listen. You gotta go all the way to the beginning, baby, to the top of it.
Go to the beginning. Quit being lazy. Get in the car, drive, and play it in the car. You know, you could put it on the radio or something like that. You could connect it.
Right.
So.
Right. If you got 2 hours to kill, listen to one of the best podcast interviews of the CAW community in a long time. I'm just saying, this was a phenomenal one. I'm not doing it just because I'm signed to JTV. I'm doing it because it's true.
It's edgy, it's controversial, it's emotional, it's got passion, it's got it all. Tune in. All right. Good shit. So, with that being said, thank you guys once again one last time. We will see you on our next episode. And good night and good day and good life, everybody. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Be breezy.
But before we go, I think the only appropriate way to close it out would be for Ray Geddes to help us out. How would Ray Geddes close out this episode? What would he say, I wonder? What do you think?
I wish you'd asked me that before. I used to have a little prepared statement for my podcast that I did when I was in character. I don't remember what I said on it. But if I had to do it, Ray Geddes would tell you, y'all have a good night. Drink some beer for me. I'm gonna drink some beer for you. I'll see you next time.
Why should they believe you? Because they're messing with a redneck. What should they fear?
Because when you're dealing with a raging redneck, you get dealt with.
Good night, everybody. Ciao. Well, we're still live. Oh, okay.